Everybody for the night. So I just want to say this right about healing, because I think people got this journey confused by what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say this, like, when you're healing, when you start healing, you don't need a plan. Like, when I started this journey, I didn't have a plan. There was no plan. All I know is that I just didn't like how my life was going, and I decided in order for me to get better, I got to heal from some shit, right? Check it out. We about to get surgical. So my thing is this, is that you don't have to have a plan. All you have to do, there's only one thing that you need to start your healing journey. There's only one thing that you need to turn your life around. There's only one thing that you need, and that thing is willingness. You have to be willing. Now, I'm going to give y'all a cool, smooth story. Boom. So this one's not about myself. This is about somebody else. So I'm talking to this person or whatever, and they're like, oh, they want to be on a healing journey, whoop-de-whoop, cuckoo-cuckoo. Great. My thing is the same thing I'm telling y'all, the same thing I told myself, is the same thing I told this person. You have to be willing. And what does willing mean? You have to be willing to know that this process is about to kick your ass. That's number one. Number two is that you have to be willing to give up the things that broke you. You got to be willing to give up the things that broke you. You have to be willing to do that. If you're not willing to give up something, it's one day at a time. You ain't got to give up everything at once, but you got to give up the things that broke you. You got to be willing to give those up. Here go the story. So with this person in particular, they're always getting used. I mean, from their best friend to every lover that this person has had since I've been in their life. And I've known them for, how long have I known? It got to be like 10 years. Probably a little bit over. I'm not even going to say 10 years. That's a lie. I'll give it a smooth 7. So I'm saying, I was brutally honest with the person. You know what I mean? What are you willing to give up? You got to be willing to give up the fact that you always need to be around people. Get to know yourself. The only reason you have people around you is because they only around you for what they can get from you. And that's a lot of people out there. You don't have to deal with these people. Like, let me tell you something. You'll never be alone if you're in good company. Be your own good company. Love thyself. You see this? I'm loving all of this. Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Some of us are blessed. Loving it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm loving all of this. And that took time. I didn't wake up and say, you know what? Hey, I love myself. It didn't happen that way. I'm saying so back to the story. I didn't want to get off. So my thing is this, I'm telling the person that you got to be willing to give these people up. And I know it's going to be lonely. It always starts off lonely, but I'm telling you, the end results are beautiful. The way you start loving on yourself, the way you start looking, the way you start feeling, if you don't want to get used, you got to give up the people that's using you. You got to give it up. Some people have been in this cycle for so long, they're afraid to give it up. You got to be willing to give it up. So that's how you start a healing journey. It's literally one day at a time, one thing at a time. And I know that sounds corny and country as hell, but it is the truth. It is the truth. So I'm just here to, drop a little sunlight on you. Ew, look at that soul shine. Not the wig on. It's a little too hot for this wig. But it's all right. I got the slick backs under here. So I'm doing all right. I want y'all to have a glorious day. And remember, if you want to heal from something, if you want to get over, you don't really get over things. If you want to cope from some things or anything like that, you have to have the willingness. All you need is willingness. You got to be willing to say, you know what? I know I don't want to do this. That's all you need. For tonight,